The order of Mass itself really hasn't changed. The same structure of the Mass, the same prayers that we have been praying since the Second Vatican Council are still with us. The change is one of translation. This whole project is a translation of the prayer book of the Mass, what we have been calling the sacramentary. The lectionary and the book of the Gospels are in separate volumes. They are not involved with this particular translation project.
Our awareness of the difference in the texts of the Mass may be more evident in the introductory and penitential rites, and also in the liturgy of the Eucharist. The early part of the Mass reflects the fact that the newest version of the Latin Missal, which was published in 2002, gives further variations in the penitential rite.
When the 11 bishops of ISIL have completed their work on a text, the draft version is circulated to all the bishops of all the 11 member conferences of ISIL. Those bishops are free to consult anybody they wish. So you can see it's a very broad worldwide consultation. The text of the Gloria that we've been using over recent years comes from the International Consultation on English Texts, ICET. The Gloria is a text that occurs in the Liturgy of the West and also in the liturgies of the East. It's a text that East and West have in common. ICEL, the International Commission on English in the Liturgy, has prepared a new translation which is more respectful of the structure of the Gloria. You see, structure is important in that text. It's full of repetitions and sets of 3 and 5. You notice that if you go to Mass that's said in a language other than your own. You may not understand every word, but you think, oh yes, they've just said that 3 times, just as we do in the Gloria. So that's what we've done with that text. Make it more clearly part of the common heritage of East and West.
The liturgy of the Word itself won't seem very different at all to people.
The big change that the third edition of the Missal made over the second and first, and that is to say, let's have some silence. So there will still be on Sundays a first reading from the Old Testament, and it'll still be the same collection of readings as we've been using for the last 30 or 40 years.
It is in the liturgy of the Eucharist, though, perhaps that our awareness will be even greater, with the translations of the many prefaces which are part of the Roman Missal, and of course the new translations of the Eucharistic prayers. The rite of dismissal, in the concluding rite of the Mass, is another place where this difference will be evident, because the newest version of the Latin Missal does include further alternatives for the dismissal.
There's no difference to the rubrics. We are doing the same Mass that we have done ever since the Second Vatican Council. It will sound different, though, because the rules for translation have changed.